So it's time to talk about a major Xbox success story, a story of Xbox Game Pass growth. Let's look into this. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video I would like to talk about Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass, or just Game Pass, its growth, number of subscribers, and how much money does this service really make. And normally I don't really talk about sales numbers and like business side of things really on this channel. I do cover that once for a while, but today I really want to talk about it because Xbox Game Pass actually reached some big milestones, and I would say that this is something that we should really talk about because this is a major story, a major success for Xbox and Xbox Game Pass, in my opinion. Okay, so Xbox had quite a lot of rather negative news when it comes to Xbox when it comes to Activision Blizzard acquisition, or Xbox Series X and S performance, or basically games being delayed and stuff. There's been quite a lot of negative news, and despite all that, despite the fact that Xbox didn't really have many games, big games in Game Pass or on the platform overall, but really, if you think about Xbox, you think Xbox Game Pass as well. I mean, at least you should, because that's what it's all about. So all games coming to Xbox first-party games will be in Game Pass too, right? So despite the fact that, except Hi-Fi Rush really, and some other smaller games here and there, well, you know, Xbox Game Pass actually grew quite a bit and made a ton of money. And I'll be focusing mainly on the last quarter, so basically a period between like 1st of September and end of March. I think that's what this particular quarter is for. Okay, so first off, the big news was the fact that Xbox services overall made over $1 billion. Now, just to make that clear, Xbox or Microsoft called them subscription services. So it's not only Game Pass, but also EA Play and probably Xbox Live, right? But all these subscriptions actually made $1 billion, right? So that's a lot of money, and obviously Xbox Game Pass was the biggest contributor to that, of course. Really, it does come as a bit of surprise, really, because if you really think about the numbers of subscribers right now, or actually the fact that there hasn't really been any major releases lately, right? Yes, we had Pentiment a couple of months ago, we had High on Life, we had Age of Empires on Xbox finally, we had Hi-Fi Rush, Ghostwire Tokyo, I guess, but these were not like these huge games that actually make a lot of money, if you know what I mean. Games like on PlayStation, God of War, Horizon, or something like that, right? Well, Redfall, I guess, I feel like is going to be really the first big game this year for Xbox. It's not the biggest of them all, but it is a AAA game. So despite the fact that there were no games like that in the first quarter of this year, and that's actually third quarter for Microsoft. I know it's financial years are totally different, and the financial periods, like financial year for Microsoft ends on June 30th, right? Believe it or not. But anyway, so despite the fact that they had no big releases in that quarter, well, you know, they made the most money really in Xbox services history, really, $1 billion. And also there's some, sort of unofficial information, like I think Sony even provided some information, you know, thanks to that Xbox Activision kind of acquisition. There's a ton of official documentation flowing around. And according to that data, Xbox Game Pass sits at 29 million subscribers right now. That's a lot. I think they grew like 4 million over last quarter. So I'm not sure if that. I mean, I guess they had a couple of interesting games like High on Life and then Hi-Fi Rush. I guess people are still waiting for Minecraft, I guess. But actually, Minecraft was actually this quarter, so that wasn't that quarter. Yeah, I know different quarters. Actually, Ghostwire Tokyo doesn't count really, I guess, either, right? So anyway, so 29 million, that's actually quite a lot, and that's despite the fact that last, I would say, year, maybe even a year, almost and a half, wasn't really that great, because last year was actually I don't really want to call it a total disaster, but it wasn't really great. And according to these numbers, actually, they grew quite a bit too, right? So by a couple of million. So the fact that they are making $1 billion, and that's $1 billion for one quarter, so that's like $4 billion per year. I mean that was the record quarter, so I guess they didn't really reach 4 billion just yet. But now imagine what's going to be happening with Redfall in Game Pass, with Starfield in Game Pass finally, and Forza Motorsport in Game Pass, Hellblade 2 in Game Pass. There's rumors. I mean, Stalker 2 is still scheduled for 2023, so it's supposed to launch this year too. It will be in Game Pass day one too. That's a big AAA game as well. So, like, if you think about all these games, like, imagine how much traction that's going to cause, how much subscribers that particular service is going to get. So I think that the fact that they keep growing despite the fact that they had one of the worst years in Xbox history, in my opinion, when it comes to games, at least, right? And they still grew. I mean, because obviously they keep growing because they keep adding these smaller titles too, right? I mean, if you forget about first-party content for a minute and you'll focus on third-party content, like multi-platform games, but day one, like even last year wasn't really that bad. There was a couple of interesting games last year added to the Game Pass service day one too. And like this year was actually very, very good, right? Like actually, even that first quarter was actually pretty good, because Wolong was still March, and we had Atomic Heart. So I guess these games, even though they were not exclusive, they might have actually, brought quite a lot of subscribers to the service, and that's why they made so much money for that quarter. So now imagine what's going to be happening with exclusives finally coming to Game Pass, and Redfall is just around the corner, May 2. Then September, that's Starfield. Forza Motorsport confirmed for 2023. Same for Stalker 2. And, the question is really now, are we going to be getting Contraband, Hellblade 2, Avowed, maybe one of those three? Who knows, right? So, that will actually bring way more people into the service, both on Xbox and PC too. So yeah, I mean, like I think that's a major win for Xbox, and it just goes to show that their strategy for like offering these services and stuff actually works, and Xbox is actually getting very profitable, right? And even if they don't close that Activision Blizzard deal, Xbox is going to be totally fine, because I mean they still need more studios, because making games actually takes more and more time now, so they need a lot of studios to provide a lot of content. But I think they are told they'll be fine, and they're doing just great, and they will just get better, and hopefully that will pay off for us gamers too, with a lot of great games. So anyway, guys, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about it. Like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.